How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about making the most of your membership at Costco. We all know that there's a membership involved. Whatever that you buy in it, you usually have to buy in bulk, and usually the per item cost is really, really low. However, whenever you buy one single item, you can almost count on every single item costing about $10. So if you have 10 items in your cart, it's going to cost you $100 out the door. Do I shop there? Yes. Can you save money shopping at Costco? Yes. Can you waste money shopping at Costco? That is also yes. And this is done every time when you buy a bulk item and you don't finish it to the very last drop. You're also wasting money even if you finish the bulk item to the last drop. However, at the last few items, you kind of stretch yourself a bit. Maybe you don't like the item anymore because you oversaturated yourself, you had too much, and then you have a few left, you're like, oh, okay, I just want to get rid of it, you just somehow waste it somehow. So you take these items and just, give them away because you're afraid that they're going to expire soon. Some of these items could include like muffins, okay? This is like the 12-pack muffins. This is really hard for even a family of 4 to finish if you don't really, really like these muffins. Not to mention it's full of sugar and stuff, so you really should not buy this muffin stuff. There's also these cheese bites that there's so much of it that if you try to finish it with a family or whatever, and if you're stretching yourself towards the end, you're gonna not like it as much towards the end. And this is in a sense, even if you finish it, you're not getting the most satisfaction out of these cheese bites, and therefore it's kind of a bit wasting your money. I personally bought a huge pack of sliced meats, and at the time I thought it was a good idea. It's like, oh yeah, it's such a good deal, right? It's so low price because you're getting so much, you think you're gonna finish it all, but by the time I had it, I only had maybe I think a quarter or half of it, and that's stretching it a bit. The other half just essentially goes bad, right? No one wants to eat it, it just gets thrown away. Therefore, if you buy something like that and more than half of it gets thrown away, you're obviously wasting money. These things that I described where you cannot finish some item and it goes expire happens more often than you think. And I'm sure if you go to Costco and you often buy items, you're going to realize, you're going to be like, yes, this has happened before to whatever that you bought. Now, the strategy is if you have a family that rips through whatever item that you buy very, very easily, then sure, yeah, you don't have a problem finishing these items. But if you find yourself working towards the end and like people don't like certain flavors, maybe you bought a variety pack and there's like always this one kind that no one wants to eat, and then maybe it gets thrown out. What I notice with items in Costco in general is that if it comes in a 12-pack, they usually give it to you at the price of a 10-pack. So you're like, oh, this is cheap. I get 2 of them essentially for free. However, if you don't finish that last 2 items, you're essentially paying regular price for those 10 items. So you could have just, go to a regular grocery store, buy 5 items of it, okay, at regular price, and then, you won't be oversaturated with that item, and then you can go back a month later and then buy that item again, another 5 items, and then you essentially would pay the same price. However, if you buy that Costco item 12-pack, you try to go through this 12-pack really quickly, you finish 10 of them, okay? So you kind of pushed yourself a little bit to finish these 10. However, you missed those last 2. And in this instance, you essentially paid the same amount as if you didn't go to Costco at all. Therefore, you're actually wasting money. Now, this is a great time to reflect on those giant vitamin bottles. That's about 500 tablets. I have never witnessed anybody finish this. Maybe some of you guys out there is an avid vitamin taker where you actually take 1 or 2 a day and then you will actually finish that whole 500 tablet bottle in maybe a year or 2. Maybe you have a family and you actually finish it, then that's great. But to me, I think most people have a hard time finishing these many, many tablets, vitamin bottles, not to mention that personally, I don't eat that much vitamins and I realize I don't need them at all. I just go and eat a whole bunch of vegetables that, they're all these different colors, and I think I can get most of my vitamins anyway, and I'm a lot healthier myself. I know some people out there require a certain vitamin because they have certain bodily needs for these vitamins. So yes, go ahead and get those bulk pack and stuff. But for most people, for most healthy individuals that do not need vitamins, that can get vitamins from regular foods and stuff, then you don't really need them. Now let me cover the law of diminishing returns again. Whenever you buy a 12-pack of something, if you're stretching yourself a little bit, every single additional unit that you have, the first unit is really great, of course. The second unit may be pretty good, but it's probably a little bit less enjoyable than the first unit. And as you have it, your the returns, your satisfaction is gonna get lower and lower. And whenever you buy a really big bulk pack, by the time you finish it, towards the end, you're gonna get, like, to me, like, let's say I have a big pack of chocolates or something. Towards the end, I'm having maybe like 1/3 the satisfaction as when I had it the initial piece. Now, when can you buy this bulk stuff without worrying about expiration dates? It's anything that does not expire, of course. You can buy, bulk pack of toilet paper. I do that all the time. I buy a whole bunch of them. It essentially lasts me a year or something. Or I buy toothpaste. It lasts me a really long time. You can buy non-consumables, things that are not perishable, like toothbrushes or whatnot. They can just sit forever. So you can buy a bulk pack as long as you finish it. As long as you know you're going to use up all of it eventually, then yes, you can go buy these bulk pack. Of course, if you think you're going to finish it, but you buy a bulk pack, like, you're just trying something out. You never tried this thing before, okay? Let's say it's some new shampoo. You're like, oh, let me try this. You buy it home, you buy this giant 40-ounce bottle, and you just tried it once or twice, and then you realize, oh, this is, you don't really like this. This is not the time to try something new at Costco. You really need to take their samples or something and make sure you like it first before you buy a bulk pack. And if you don't know that you like it, you should really buy the smaller version first and then go back and buy the big pack. Now, lastly, you might think that with my frugalness and things that I always recommend to not buy, I might not be able to buy anything at all at Costco. There are some things that I buy at Costco. For example, I buy the rotisserie chicken that's $5 all the way in the back. I walk all the way there, grab that $5 rotisserie chicken, and yeah, I myself cannot finish all of it. So you know what I do? I just eat a little bit of it, and then I just divvy up all the rest, and I stick them all in the freezer. Then that essentially extends the life of it a lot longer, because if you try to finish it just fresh and you just stick it in the fridge, it's not going to last 4 or 5 days. It's gonna taste terrible after like the third day, I think. You eat it on the first day, you freeze it at its peak of freshness, and then you defrost it, and it's gonna taste almost as good. It's gonna lose a little bit of moisture when you defrost the chicken. The second thing is anything frozen is pretty easy to consume over a longer period of time. For example, shrimp and scallop, and I buy those regularly. The third thing, as I said, is toilet paper. You can buy them in bulk, and then you can use them over a really long period of time. If you don't have that many people, you can use them over a year. Who cares? 2 years, 2-year-old toilet paper is, it stays the same after 2 years, especially since it's wrapped in plastic. The fourth thing is like a guilty pleasure of mine. I always keep on buying these Parmesan Crisp. They are so good. I tried making them myself. It's a hassle to make myself. So this is just something I'm like, I'm not going to buy some Parmesan. That's essentially the same price of this bag of chips. So it's just something that I buy. The ingredients looks healthy enough because they don't add any preservatives and things like that in it. So yeah, it's really expensive because I think it's like $8 or $9 just for one bag of cheese chips. They put quinoa, Parmesan in it. It's good. The fifth thing I buy is Calrose short grain rice. It's made in California, so therefore the arsenic level is not as high as other white rice. I've since heard that you really should reduce your white rice intake. I do still have maybe roughly half a cup a day, but then I'm thinking I should lower this even more. I don't know, have quinoa or something, but this is a shame because I really like white rice. Anyway, I buy the Calrose white rice, 50 pounds of it. Rice lasts a really long time. So yes, there is an expiration date. You can't keep it for like 10 years, I think. But, I pretty much finish it 150-pound bag within a year at least, or much faster than that. So I hope you enjoyed this perspective of getting the most bang out of your dollar shopping at Costco. I keep on getting comments at the end saying, hey, how come you don't pre-record the stuff that you say at the end and you don't keep on having to say it? To me, I like repeating the same thing over and over again. Not because I like to do it the same way, because I think every single time I do it a little bit better. I try to change it a little bit. You can tell if you watch, many, many times ago that I don't say exactly the same thing. it morphs a little bit as I go. And here it is again. If you're interested in supporting this channel, don't forget to check out my Audible link down in the video description below, where you can get a free audiobook. And if you don't like this audiobook or this service, you can cancel it before the subscription expires, and you can still keep this audiobook, and you can still help benefit this channel. And if you're interested in supporting my channel directly, you can check out my Patreon link over here, where I give various perks at various contribution levels. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel over here and click that bell icon next to that subscribe button so that you get a notification whenever I upload a brand new video. Thanks for watching.